Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2, and today we start the ultimate chapter of Ironman playthroughs on this channel. Ironman playthroughs from my own person, because this will be the very last one in Crusader Kings 2. Would you look at that? This beautiful list of 160 achievements that have been completed, both on the channel and, you know, of course off screen, but mostly on screen, honestly, because I recorded most of this either in actual, you know, playthroughs or in the speedrun guides. But there is one left, the 161st achievement, Aladdin, starting and staying as a Han Chinese character, be an independent king or emperor, and rule all of North Africa, the Maghreb region. If you didn't know this, Aladdin was historically, you know, as a myth and as a legend, based on the idea that a Han Chinese noble came into the Middle East instead of, you know, the public depiction that we see, of course, in the Disney movies. But everything that we shall do from here on out will do justice to the historical idea, and I think that we can have a lot of fun with this. Let me show you the character that we're going to choose here. So, this character was pointed out to me by a viewer, someone from the community, of course, in Discord, and it is the most Western character that is Han Chinese, and we need to start, of course, as Han Chinese, that I have seen in this entire game. It's this fella down here in Kargalik. It is good old Marzuban Sheng Yu of Kargalik, and he has the Panda family crest. If that isn't beautiful, then I don't know what is. Now, we will start in 769, and I changed the rules a tiny little bit. What I mean by that is that we are going back, most importantly, to, if I can find it here somewhere. There you go, half domain size and half vassal limit. Quartered was hell, but quartered also made it so that I finished the White Hunt quite quickly. But we're not going to continue with quartered. We are going to continue in our last Ironman run with the ideal setting, in my opinion, for most game, you know, kind of fun, and that is half-half. And we're going to call this the ultimate one, because this is the ultimate chapter. I am so excited. Alright, and just so that we understand what we're going to do in this will be a semi-roleplay run. Now, I will tell you, the actual area that we have to take over is, of course, right over here. Let me just actually put that on. There you go. That is North Africa. That is the entire area that we need to bring under our control, and if we do, we will come into a situation where I will actually have all of the achievements for CK2 and we can leave Iron Man behind us. But we are, of course, quite a bit away, and we will have to interact with the Abbasids. Now, I don't know exactly what the strategies for this are going to look like, because I have never played, I'll be honest with you, I've never played a Taoist, at least not really extensively, and I've never played a realm that had the chance, or rather, I've never played a realm that I actually adopted Chinese imperialism with, something that I'm very excited for. Adopt a system of Chinese imperialism which has one divine emperor ruling over multiple vassals in a system of regulations and bureaucracy. Now, what I do know is that as long as we are Han Chinese and Taoist, there you go, has both the same culture and religion as the emperor, we're gaining 2 grace monthly, meaning that we will actually be in a position of utilizing the Chinese empire as long as they remain Han Chinese and Taoist. And we might want to use that against the Abbasids, for example. If we could splinter them, of course, that would open up quite, you know, a bit of piece of land over there. But for the moment, let's not, you know, dwell on that nonsense, because that is so damn far away. We're 60 years old. We're Marzuban Sheng Yu of House Sheng, and we are a skilled tactician. We are brave, we are cruel, we are envious, and we are cynical. If you know, by the way, how exactly to pronounce the name Sheng Yu, I am completely winging this. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments, because I would definitely love to pronounce it properly. Our son is called Zheng Jing. I don't see, that's the thing, I don't think that the ZH and the JI are actually pronounced the same way, even though I do it, but that's just, you know, my gut feeling, probably not really correct. Now, what we're going to do here is, you know what? Why don't we simply, we're already 60 years old, we're not really ambitious or anything. Let me be a good ruler. Let me simply be a good ruler. You know what? I'm pretty okay at stewardship. I am, of course, amazing at martial, but I don't need to prove that to anyone, so focusing on on warfare is a bit of a mistake there. And now I'm thinking, if I become King of Khotan, the king title doesn't exist, so I don't think that I can actually generate a claim on it. That ambition is a bit too ambitious for this guy, I think. You know what? We're going to go and we're just going to say, hey, I would like to acquire a title, have a bit more going on in my region. Our council does not yet know a court champion. Can I invite someone? We're gonna do that in a second. Okay, so I think that we've actually already done everything. How are you doing, my dear son? How are you? Tough soldier, Theravada Buddhist? Wait a minute, but he's not a Buddhist. What's going on there? He's content, proud, brave, and stubborn. He is atrocious. And oh my god, I just noticed he needs to marry, you need to marry, everybody needs to marry. My god. If you guys do not marry right now, oh, why are you in his court? Are you kidding me? Yo, what is actually going on? Why are they in the court of my liege? Are you actually... I can't explain this, but I'll recruit some debutants. I'll make it so that they'll get married, yeah? Because we definitely need children. Holy crap, why are my children not in my court? And we're going to hope that this fella here just, you know, gets as many children as he can, because we need him to have a couple more children, and with those children then our succession is actually secured. And you know what, why don't we also take a couple of concubines here? If I can get more children, if I can get, you know, more anything really, then that would be highly beneficial. This is a weird starting position. If I die today, at least he will come home immediately, but we'll see about it. We will see how it goes, shall we? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go. I will not falsely confess the faith. I know that Taoism is somewhat weak and also somewhat strong. Let's just read the flavor text here. Stewardship +2. And then Taoism is a polytheistic religion originating in China. While traditionally regarded as founded by Lao Ji, the supreme old lord in the 4th century BC, some elements and practices can be traced to prehistoric folklore religions across the Middle Kingdom. The followers revere Tao, the underlying natural order of the universe. The active expression of Tao for an individual is Te, the inner virtue. Taoists also value life over death and believe it possible to achieve immortality through various methods, including spiritual practices and alchemy. In the game, the strong focus on good governance within Taoist society means all Taoist characters get a bonus to stewardship. The heavenly order is the higher god. Okay, then we have the three purities, the ancestors, and Yuan Shi Tuan Zun, the celeste venerable of the primordial beginning. And the evil god names are King Yan and Yan Lu. I can only assume those are essentially the, you know, personifications of a bad ruler. And then the scriptures, the Tao Te Ching. We can have 3 concubines. We can designate any valid offspring as heir. There is and can exist no religious head and cannot declare holy wars. Not being able to declare holy wars is, I think, the gigantic negative of this faith. Now, again, I am hoping that this, you know, will go quite well for me here with this fella liking me. Oh, and there you go, my spy master. Why don't you just get out of here? Give me everything that you can give me in terms of grace. I need all of it, and I hope that the dynasty will not fall. That would be horrible. I'm gonna put you on here, just because the other guy is going to be a eunuch in a second. And then we're gonna continue onwards, eh? And wouldn't you look at that, my concubine is pregnant, the more the merrier. You know, our son is already quite old, and I need more heirs. Oh, wait a minute, what is this all about? Imprisoned by Shah Sata II of Vamna. Why would you imprison my family? I don't know what she did. I know that she's not pregnant, so she's not really of use to our family right now, but I definitely do not like this. I could... Oh, I can't even go and free any close relatives, so that's not even a thing. Alright, okay, this is personal now, Shah Sata. I will antagonize you, and my libationer, Shuji, has embraced a dangerous heresy, no doubt influenced by local preachers. Get out of here, god damn it. Demand reconversion. I will fire you. You consider yourself... I can't even hire a new one. My god. Consider yourself pre-fired, you hear me? There you go, we have yet another son. A son of a concubine, Zheng Gongfu. Welcome to the world. Maybe he is blessed, you know, blessed by the pandas. So far, not much luck in doing anything in terms of growing or getting any claims to begin with. Thanks to my connections, I was able to get in contact with the Black Guard hiding in Shah Sata II's court. The man assures me that for a reasonable fee, he will be all too willing to undermine Sata's authority and so descend amongst his subjects. I need only but decide what I want him to do. And oh my god, because we are so good with intrigue, I wish to claim his lands. 150 golds. The Black Guard will attempt to fabricate a claim on one of Shah Sata II's counties. Hell yeah. The criminal I hired was successful. He presented me with a believable claim on one of Shah Sata II's lands, Maspanad of Vamna. So the actual capital. Is that an inheritable one? No. I have to press it in war. And that is an undertaking that I'm not sure I can actually make happen. Oh, Taoists have access to loans. Yo, that is actually huge. That is genuinely a really big thing. Do we have a small mercenary company? Maybe I actually already do want to go to war against them. Why don't we simply try our luck? I'm going to actually hire the Orchard Band. Yeah, okay. Do I have anyone else that would be a good candidate? I don't think we do have anyone that I would prefer. Yeah, let's get the Orchard Band here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to hire them. And then I'm going to march this way. And now I declare the war. I claim Vamna. This is my land, not your land. And I shall teach you that lesson. Oh, and there you go. I fulfilled the ambition to acquire a title because I'm rebelling. Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. Why don't we create a treasury? Sure. And there you go. I will command this battle. Let's destroy them in Yoporga, I guess. Nope, let's destroy them somewhere else, I guess. Over here. I'll get him. There you go, easy. And we are at 100%. We actually defeated him. Oh, I am a huge fan, believe you me. Vamna is mine. You have been isolated. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. I can't believe just how well that worked out. I'm going to dissolve you. I'm going to dissolve you. That should be fine. We're now down to 417 troops, but we are a force to be reckoned with. The leader of this region, and... right, my son would inherit under Gavelkind laws. That is not ideal, but he's 1 year old. I mean, if he inherits, then so be it, right? There's not really... We can take that off of him, I think, in the nearby future. And this sucks a bit. News from China. The long period of unrest and sporadic popular uprisings in China has turned into a full-blown civil war. Many think that Emperor Li Daizong is weak and has lost the mandate of heaven. Even as he cowers in Chengdu, massive rebel armies are on the move, attacking loyalist strongholds. So, we might lose all of our grace if this civil war indeed does lead to a situation where a new dynasty comes in control of China. So I think we might actually want to go and just use up our grace as soon as we can. Can I send you a commander that I don't really care about? He's of the wrong religion. Listen, Yabgu, you've served me well. You are my marshal. Yada yada. Get out of here. What I care for is, for example, a Chinese artifact. Let's just pick one up at the start of the playthrough and treasure it until the end of it. Tell me that it's good. A magnificent item. What did he send me? Yu Qing's Chronicle of Economic Principle. Has learning greater or equal to 6. Wow. That's... Imagine you tell China, can you please send me something that can assist my rule? And they do send you something, but you are too stupid to understand it. Oh well, it is something that we can use, and while the mysteries escape, of course, our current character, I think they will not escape our son. I have trust that Zheng Jing will understand how to read. Crusader II is notorious for his greed. I'm sure I can exploit his love for money to my advantage in some way. A good old forgery will teach him his place. Alright, I'm gonna give him a forged present, hoping he will inadvertently embarrass himself with it. Let's take a look at it. Just as I hoped, Crusader II accepted my gift and could not resist flaunting it to his friends and subjects. I have just received news that he put himself to shame in front of a foreign envoy a few days ago, when the forgery was revealed accidentally. How amusing. Get dunked on, Crusader. How's your son doing? Oh, your son isn't that bad. Your son is actually quite excellent in all of his stats. I can't let your rule be stable and then have an even better son inherit. We need to sabotage this as much as we can. Crusader II wrote me a letter. Get out of here. There you go. We died, and of course now our son takes over. Maozuban Zheng Jing. And let's just see how it goes for him. He is quite a bit more intelligent, meaning that he can actually read Yu Qing's Chronicle of Economic Principle. Plus 1 monthly wealth. That is really, really nice. Stewardship +1. A beautiful book bound with great care. Its outlining of the general principles of economy and trade seems incredibly insightful. Very cool. I like it. That's a good present that our father left for us. He died due to depression. Well, I mean, what can you do? And now I'm thinking, who are we and what are we going to do? We are a tough soldier, we're content, we're proud, we're brave, and we're stubborn. We are not very positive towards our brother here, as you can see. We are slightly negative, so no strong feelings, but I don't think a 3-year-old should rule over this location. So exactly as I said, essentially, it's turning out to look like where we want the realm under our control, mostly because, of course, we are the only adult in the room, quite literally, and I don't have a libationer, that sucks. But when it comes to this, why don't we acquire a title? I don't think he wants to become a paragon of enlightenment. He's just not that interested in that sort of thing. Why don't we go with that and then we go with war? How's my half-brother doing? If you recover, Zheng Jaizi, I can actually marry you off and we can have an alliance with these fellas over here. That would be gorgeous. Alright, let's carry on. Our father did us a great service because we will be able to take this over, but for the moment we do not possess it. What is this? War to revoke Suoju. Okay, that's better than him trying to revoke Vamna. I'm a big fan, actually, and we probably can use this to our advantage sooner rather than later. I would not love to be commander, thank you very much. Oh, and this is actually really nice. Maozuban Zheng Jing of Kargalik. In my studies of warfare, I've come to realize that clever tactics on the battlefield is only part of the story. There are other disciplines of equal importance. I love the organizer trait, but I think what I even prefer in these circumstances is siege leader. Being able to siege 40% quicker without having, you know, any Chinese traits, for example, which of course I also long for, but without that, I mean, that is just great. That is really, really good. See, the trouble in my mind is, could I actually siege down Vamna? And I think I could, so I'm not even going to try to make an ally. I am simply going to attack Vamna, maybe even goad them out of Vamna itself. Why don't we just let you come over here? How do you feel about that? No? Well, in that case, let's just attack. I will lead this army myself, and we should be winning this and then still have enough soldiers to actually take the province. Yeah, there you go. We barely lost anybody, of course. Oh, this is amazing. And I think I'm going to actually specialize on heavy infantry. I mean, you know, desert leader is also nice, but One day you'll have to specialize to hear the voice of my old quartermaster in my mind. As I look over the battlefield in the desert of Vamna, the sight fills me with resolve. I need to find a focus for future battles, but what will it be? Heavy infantry, hell yeah. And now we siege, and we siege fast. Yeah, there you go. With an army as small as we have it, the speed that we're getting out of here, 7.5% is huge. We're getting yet another child, that's okay. And we are sieging, and actually, we are done. Very, very nice. That is what I want to see. We now rule this, and you may have claims on them, but nothing that, you know, will be very noticeable. And I'm actually going to change my capital, and I'm going to change my primary title, because I want Vamna to be where we will live for maybe a few generations to come. I don't know how quickly we will actually expand, but as of right now, everything is looking excellently to me. Because we have taken over what we lost in the inheritance, and now we're just looking at this here. Both of these are held by our liege lord, and I don't think that it's realistic at all that, you know, we should assume that we're ever going to get a claim on our liege lord's land. There are literally not enough people to even fabricate the claim. I think I can show it off right here. If I just plot for claim. Oh, this could be possible. Nope. Definitely not possible. Okay, well, at first the signs are small, easily dismissed as coincidences, but now they're becoming too frequent to be ignored. My wife will give birth under auspicious stars. Hopefully. Very, very nice. I like it. And King Karl of West Francia is a depressed wreck. I don't think... Did he actually ever go for the Saxony? What is this? How did... High Chief Miliduch. How did this happen? How did you do this? I've never seen someone convert to such a far-away religion as Sunni Islam this quickly. That is actually incredible. The AI is going crazy. And that is when we are not playing over here. Usually when we play over there, they do nothing. But look at them. Going absolutely wild. Now, by the way, I could, of course, invite a holy man, but I'm not going to do that, primarily because I do not want to spend the tea. I think I don't love my wife necessarily, and you know, I have cheated on her, of course, but if she gives me a son, I mean, that would be highly bended. That's not a son. And she's ugly. She was not born under auspicious stars. Are you crazy? Zheng Xinyu, I still love you, but my god, what happened? We went from a blessed child, possibly, of course, a child of destiny, to nothing. Yeah, if I could just get a claim, what we're gonna do is, I have this fella here on the council. I'm going to try to get a claim on Suoju, and then we're going to try and actually take over the duchy, you know, simple as really. It should all be possible. Ooh, oh, that is instantaneous! The Mazapanat of Soju is now claimed by us, and that is gorgeous. If you raise your troops, I will be able to siege this down. That is exactly what I need to see. Okay, let's do this. I will immediately take... Did you see that? That was literally... instant. Ah, you have to be kidding me, man. My body may be sephless and infirm, but my mind is as healthy as ever. Who are you? Oh, of course, I am infirm. Don't let me die right away. I do not deserve this. Seriously. So effectively, from looking at this, I do feel as though Taoism is severely weakened and held back by the idea of no holy wars. It makes a lot of sense, of course, in the context of Taoism, but I do think if we are able to send enough eunuchs, to send enough money, to send enough concubines, commanders, and so on and so forth, we should be in a hugely positive position here if we gain, you know, for example, the strategists. Those are always nice. The Chinese artifacts, the scholar bureaucrats, the master engineers, the trade contracts, and so on and so forth. So I think I might actually remain Taoist for this entire playthrough. I think that is a valid idea. And oh my god. No way. The game is actually so damn kind to us. My liege, my work in Carrier seems to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, and forging documents, I have managed to fabricate a claim on the Mazapanat of Carrier, presently held by Shah Ananta II of Vamna. If I take this, the duchy will cease to exist, and I can refound it. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to claim Carrier. I'm going to completely eliminate you forever. The problem is that he has 557 troops just from this location right here. Meaning, I would need to be able to hire mercenaries, and even better, I should hire those mercenaries before the war starts. So I need a couple of months, I think, and then we're going to go on and attempt to do this, because that would leave us in such a hugely strong position. But man, he definitely has more troops than we do, no doubt about it. We need to tackle that on a rational level. I think we are a good commander. Of course, our body is no longer strong, but I think our abilities most certainly still prevail. There you go. Yeah, the Chinese Empire has a new dynasty. It is Emperor Shizu, a very militaristic-minded monk of the Taoistic faith. He has taken over. And yeah, there you go. Well, there's still Han Chinese and towers, so we're gonna still get, of course, you know, this grace for free. But effectively, we lost out, I think I want to say on like 300, maybe 350 grace that was already amassed, but is now gone. That's a shame, but you know, you can't really stop it. At some point, these things just happen. God damn it, I keep having daughters. I do not have a single son. If I had a son, oh, and you also give birth, please, let's go! Now our titles will no longer split, because we actually have a son, and he's the only son. He's a giant, Sheng Shifeng. I have a new heir. Welcome, Sheng Shifeng. Nice to have you. Now, it does suck for you that you're a giant, but man, what a gigantic baby. With that being said, we have one son. I don't need any more children. If I set you aside, does that cost me Tay? Does that, for example, cost me prestige? How does it handle this? Yeah, nubile concubines. There you go. All right, that's fair enough. I think we are good on the nubile concubine prestige. Let's just set all of these aside, and then we shall carry on from there. If we do get another son, it would become problematic again, because then that son would be eligible to some of our, you know, inheritance. But for the moment, I mean, this is just ideal. History is a subject that has always fascinated you, and you have spent the last few weeks studying the campaigns of Alexander the Great. There are many lessons to be learned from his conquests in the West. Of course, that conquest was a bit west to us. I should devote more time to studying this. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe this is the motivation of our family to go west. They heard the great stories of the heroes that can be found over here in the West. They heard the stories of all those that came, you know, before the current conglomerate of powerhouses over here, and we shall become one of them. Quite frankly. Now what I'm thinking though is, I think we have enough money. I think I will simply hire, let's go with the, why don't we go with the, where the hell are they? Am I blind? Are they already hired? The Orchard Band is already hired. Now that's a shame, but I think we can just go with the Tangut Band. And I think we just walk in. I think we hire, immediately walk east, and start sieging. We're gonna do it like this, and I'm going to raise my own troops right after. Let's get this done. We have the potential and we have the power. I can already see acquired title. There you go. We all, you know, what an undeserved achievement right there. But make a friend, sure, whatever. I don't really have any friends. Can we win this, please? Yes! Nice. What a good strategy. It's actually going exactly like I planned. And my god, that sieging that we're getting here from that trait is just way too good. It's just so excellent. Organizer is really, really nice, but this speeds everything up by such a significant margin. We're going to come out on top. And you know what? I would love to teach you about Siege Leader, because then I can leave these sieges behind in the future. And I think that's exactly where we want to be. This will be the end. Oh, and it's already over, actually. This will be the end of the duchy. Now I can then, long-term, of course, not immediately, but long-term, reforge it. How much does it cost us? 188. Why is it so expensive? I'm a content man, right? I want to be secure. I'm also infirm. I had to take out the enemy, you know, I had to take out the immediate local ruler because he was antagonized by our family, by my father, and then of course by myself as well. But this fella here, Bödpa Tsenpopogyal Mutri of Tibet, has not been antagonized. Now, I will not, and I will just say that outright, I will not take over of Tibet. I want to do no such thing, but I will swear fealty. I'm a content man. I just now need my realm to be ruled in a wise fashion. And I think we can do that together with Tibet. You know, we can make this happen, and if you at some point were to create a duchy and give it to me, I would surely serve you quite well. Something like that anyway, right? And would you look at that? I think we're going to leave it at this right here. You know, we're going to continue tomorrow. We are part of the Tibetan Empire. I will, and this is a promise, never actually blob into Tibet. I merely swore fealty because I do think that he realizes, as he is now an infirm ruler, he needs to focus on the internal affairs of his realm. No longer is he, of course, threatened by the local rulers that, by the way, did pass the religious mandate control law, meaning that they could have revoked my title. That was a threat that I could not have accepted, but this heathen ruler, I don't think that the Burn Faith is really hostile to Taoism, so we can accept it, and I can now look a bit more inwards. In the hope, of course, that Tsenpopogyal Mutri would buy my support at some point by creating the duchy. If not, then I will create it eventually. We are making so much money. But yes, so far, a very successful run. We are up 4 from 1. Very, very nice. And with that ends the very first, very successful episode of the last Crusader Kings 2 Ironman achievement run on this channel. Now, I will tell you, if you are a member of the channel, and you know this is, of course, the time where I talk about the members, if you are a member of the channel and you're on the Discord and you want your membership roles, just sync your, you know, Discord account with your YouTube account, and then the channel, or rather the server, will immediately and automatically give you your roles. Now, with that being said, Thank you, dear members, for supporting the channel and making videos such as this one possible, namely the Barons Aaron, Stefan, the Richest T, Snywolf, Thomas, Mitchell, MFA, Florian, Dan, the Murcielago, Jacob, Rex Romanorum, Falling Phoenix, Eterna, and the newest member, welcome Charlie, thank you for becoming a member. And then also, of course, the counts, Shifty, Wombat, Kazan, and Lachlan, and last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Dukes, Suspicious Duck, Nathan, Jack, Kenneth, Alexo, Goodfield, Eric, Aiden, and Kiriana. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I will see you later. Alligator.